Nation Sports has informed Nike that Kevin Durant has a deal on the table with Under Armour that could be worth up to $285 million over 10 years. If Nike doesn't match the deal and Durant goes with Under Armour, not only would it be the company's largest sponsorship deal ever, but KD could also get other incentives, such as a community center built in his mother's name. Under Armour making a run at a lot of athletes. They have Cam Newton, Sloane Stephens, the tennis player. And if, in fact, they're able to get KD, that would probably be the biggest name for them. Stephen A., are you surprised by this deal?
I'm not surprised. The only issue I would have with it is that the Under Armour shirts are kind of tight and wrap you and fitted.
Yeah.
So if
I love those shirts.
I bet, of course,
I live in those shirts.
I love it too. But the difference between me, somebody like yourself, and others is that you guys can wear it and you can expose it because you work out religiously. Me, I wear it under my stuff until I get in shape.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying,
Under Armour, right?
No, I'm just saying
but he's always showing
until
off.
I bulk up.
You're always
but
showing
I'm saying to you, hold on, y'all, stay with me because I'm getting to a point I need y'all on this. Right. Kevin Durant, he's a lot of things. He will never be accused of being buffed.
Okay.
So as a result of that, when it's Under Armour, you know,
you want an under.
Look, wear it under.
Wear it under.
Now,
Under Armour, stay under.
With that being said, though, in all seriousness, I'm just messing with KD. I love him. But here's the deal.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
He is. He's a great ambassador for the game of basketball. And let me tell you something, too. He deserves it because when you talk about what it will average, you ain't got to worry about him misrepresenting the game. You ain't got to worry about him not wanting to play the game. You ain't got to worry about his philanthropy, which obviously is going to put him in a position to do a lot of great things. And so as a result of that, I like this. I like the kind of message a deal like this sends. I also like Rock Nation's association with this because it ain't just about Jay-Z. It's about Juan. It's about Dez. It's about folks with CAA. It's about everything. They're doing big things. It's just that simple. And you've got a lot of guys, even though you've got a lot of great. I love it, Skip, because there's a competition that's brewing from the standpoint Rock Nation has come on the scene. You know, you got brothers and folks from the minority community spearheading this stuff, leading the way, getting a lot of athletes to come in their direction, but it's also highlighting what the Goodwin brothers did with Damian Lillard. It highlights what Bill Duffy's doing with Andrew Wiggins. It's highlighting what Hank Thomas did with Chris Bosh. And I'm seeing a lot of brothers that are working through the political terrain and showing you don't just have to bounce a basketball or throw a football in order to make money. And more importantly, you don't have to go a different route to be assisted in making money. There's folks from your own community that can contribute to your upliftment. And for me, I take it as a personal badge of honor and pride that I'm seeing that transpire.
It is staggering when I'm looking at $285 potential million.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
For a shoe deal?
Yeah. Clothing, yeah.
Okay, let me bounce off you a quick bit of bigger picture, small market perspective here. As you know, I was born and raised in the town in which Kevin plays professional basketball, Oklahoma City.
That's right.
When I was growing up, we had only one quote-unquote pro team, and that was the University of Oklahoma football. We did have, just kidding, but we did have one pro franchise, so to speak, and it was minor league hockey, and that was it, period, end of story.
Got it.
Basketball was big. It was almost as big as football. But if you had told me when I was 10, 12 years old that one day Oklahoma City would have an NBA team, I would have laughed out loud at that point. And if furthermore you had told me that Oklahoma City would feature a superstar player who could command out of Oklahoma City a $285 million shoe deal. This is back when it was only Converse All-Stars. Remember those? Remember the white Converse? Do you remember the
Yes, we still wear them.
Thank you.
Yes.
They're retro.
Still popular,
but that was all there was in my younger days. You know, that's all we had. We didn't have, there's no Adidas. There might have been Puma, I think, but I don't know. But there was no Nike. So the point is, here is Kevin Durant playing in the third smallest market in the NBA. New Orleans is the smallest, but I don't consider New Orleans a small market because it's Bourbon Street. The stage is bigger, right? even Memphis, which is the second smallest, it has Beale Street.
Yeah.
It has Elvis Legacy.
Destination.
It has jazz. It has, it's different. Oklahoma City doesn't have any of that.
Yeah.
So in some ways, effectively, Oklahoma City is the smallest market in the NBA. And most people would say, you'll get lost there. You can't rise above playing in that small of a market. And look what this man is doing. He's on the free agent shoe market, and, man, he's going to command a deal that is almost incomprehensible. This isn't what you're going to get paid for salary. This is just your shoe deal. It's unbelievable what is happening to a guy. And, by the way, this guy, just for the record, one last thing, he has not won a championship. He did win an MVP last year. And I consider him a superstar player.
He is a superstar.
But he has not won big yet. Will he someday? Probably. I would think he would.
I believe in Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I believe.
But he hasn't done it yet.
Yes.
But they're betting on the come of a whole lot of big things happening for Kevin Durant, right?
Let me say this to you. If you are somebody who needs to be worried about this deal, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just to brace yourself. Here's why.
I get it.
On one hand, when you're getting this much money, it's not that big a deal in terms of your contract with the NBA team that you play for. What makes this different, turn off that music, please. It's important. Here's the deal. It's very important that I say this. That's right. I told the producer to turn off the music.
They did. They wouldn't listen to me.
I'm about to tell you something. This could very well be step one in Kevin Durant's ultimate departure from Oklahoma City.
I'm with you.
Yep.
The Washington Wizards are going to have money to come back, to come after him in a couple years. His hometown.
But we're looking at 2 years.
The New York Knicks are going to make a run. Rock Nation would love to have him in a big market. I'm not saying Kevin Durant is leaving. I am saying don't be surprised if it happens.
Right.
Don't make no mistake. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant know what star caliber players they are. And they know that they are more worthy of a market bigger than Oklahoma City. Not that they don't love Oklahoma City and the way that they're treated and the way that they're loved there locally. But the bottom line is Oklahoma City ain't L.A., ain't New York, ain't D.C. So let's keep that in mind. Let's also take a moment to appreciate the NBA and how it allows this younger generation of folks, particularly from the minority communities, to ingratiate themselves into the business agenda of the NBA. When you see stuff like that transpiring, those are the kind of things, ladies and gentlemen, that contribute to making sure we quell a lot of the stuff that goes on in our country, around this world, stuff like that. You see some of the stuff going on in Ferguson and things of that nature. You've got folks, when they have that kind of impact, and we are able to highlight the potential that exists within our community, that makes it better for everybody. So there's a bevy of ways to make a difference. And this is one of them, because you're showing different ways of how brothers are making money. Sure. That's a very, very important thing that needs to be said.
And by the way, the Under Armour headquarters are about 36 miles from where Kevin grew up.
Yep.
That's right.
So
Makes
that would be
sense.
another connection,
Well,
right?
yeah, but, you know, they don't mind him being in New York.
Sure.
They don't mind him being in L.A. And I'm telling you right now, the Washington Wizards and the New York Knicks will be targeting Kevin Durant. You can book it.
Stephen A., your gut, Nike matched the deal?
No.
Really?
You know, I think they should, but then again, what if you're able to make, I mean, I don't know what your deal it could be with LeBron, I mean, and other guys that are coming on. It doesn't have to be Durant. It's just that Durant has now set the market on fire. I don't think anybody has done
Although
LeBron.
I read in Darren Ravel's piece that only 1% of Under Armour sales are shoe sales.
Yeah.
Like they're mostly
it's their
apparel.
backpack, their apparel, everything.
That's right. That's right. But I'm just saying, don't underestimate LeBron. We don't know a lot about what LeBron is doing, but nobody is making more money than LeBron James.
So your gut says no. Nike doesn't do it.
Okay, last quick point. Last quick point.
But I don't know.
You made a great point the other day, and I want to drive it home one more time. That very few hit the lottery the way these guys are hit. There are only a few LeBrons and KDs.
Yeah.
So don't think like it's just rampant that anybody can do.
But I wasn't talking about the players, y'all. I'm talking about the people working to facilitate that.
You're talking about the behind the scenes
That's
crew.
what I'm talking about. The behind the